This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
The Kever of the Admor of Moshe Yechiel Halevi Epstein, the Admor of Ozharover, Chenshin, who was a descendant of the Ma'ar Shemesh and the Chayz of Lublin, and renowned for two famous works, Eish Das, 11 volumes, Be'er Moshe, 12 volumes. Interestingly, the Ozharover Rebbe won the Israel Prize, a recipient for the category of rabbinical literature, 1968. That's how acclaimed these Sfarim are. Now, the Be'er Moshe, the Ozharover writes in his Hakdama, is based on a very important principle, the concept of Maseh Avos Simin Labanim, but primarily and particularly how every detail of the life of the Avos was a Hayra Ladoiros in every single prat of their life. Now, the Eish Das was based on three principles, namely three Ahavos, Gimel Ahavos, Ahavas Hashem, Ahavas HaTorah, Ahavas Yisrael. The word Eish Lamafreya is Sholosh Ahavos. And of course the word Eish itself is a reference to Ahava, like the Pasuk says, Aza Kamaves Ahava Rishafeha Rishfei Eish. Rishfei Eish, a reference to Ahavas HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The word Eish is also a reference to his forebearers as well as to his only son. Eish is Rosh Hashanah Avram Shloima. His only son was Nifter at 21, the age of 21, on the 12th day of Menachem Av in Tavshin Tes in 1949. Now, Moshe Yechiel Epstein came to America in 1920 as part of a delegation from Agudas Yisrael to raise money for Polish refugees. And while he was gone, Rav Moshe Yechiel's brother began to fear Rabbanos, and he was popular. And when Rav Moshe Yechiel came back, he didn't want to stir controversy, so he took a smaller Rabbanos in a Polish town. And shortly after, Moshe Yechiel was traveling on a train. He was the object of anti-Semitism. Someone started up with him, spit on him, and he realized that the direction of what was happening in Europe. He had an offer to become a Rav in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and for immigrants of Ozharover, and he accepted that job. Later, he moved to the Bronx. In the Holocaust, Moshe Yechiel's whole family was wiped out. And after World War II, the Hasidim of Chenshin were without a Rebbe, because the Rebbe was killed by the Nazis, and they adopted the Ozharover Rebbe, who was a grandson of the first Chenshiner Rebbe, and Rav Moshe Yechiel Epstein was given the title Admor of Ozharover Chenshin. When Israel was established, so the Rebbe wanted to exercise the ability to come to Eretz Yisrael, and in great Avas Eretz Yisrael, he moved to Tel Aviv in 1952, where he spent the rest of his life. And as we mentioned, the two sets of Sfarim, Eish Das, 11 volumes, Be'er Moshe, 12 volumes, are classics in Klal Yisrael for depth of explanation of difficult inyanim in Chumash. So may we be Zoicha, Yehei Zichrei Baruch, Zechusa Yagein Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Amen.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.